if you want a breakthrough result, you need a breakthrough system. That's not a marketing slogan or something like that. It really is a system. And I'm going to share with you our systematic approach and why it's so important to have a system, because many of us make decisions based on our feelings, but if our feelings are inaccurate because we can't feel, so we don't have very fine-tuned intuition. And that's another benefit of getting in touch with our feelings and being comfortable with emotion, is that we have much more developed and more accurate perception. And we also have intuition. So we have that sixth sense where things come to us. And a lot of people, they have this poor perception. So they base a lot of things on their emotion, their reaction to things. And they don't use a system to measure it. And I'm going to show you how that works as what we call the flywheel of sustainable growth. So this is our system, and you can take a screenshot of this and you can apply it. So it all begins with having a vision. So without a vision, where are you going? If you don't know where you're going, any route will get you there. So it starts by having a compelling, meaningful, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical vision that engages all of you, that engages all of everyone. And a lot of us complain about work where people are disengaged, and there's a very high percentage, particularly here in Singapore, of people who are disengaged with their work. Why? They have no vision, and they're not connected to the vision. So the leader has the vision and then engages with people, and then everybody knows how their role impacts the overall vision, and then they have their own vision. So we all should be investing in the vision of our people for their life, for their career, and for their role. So it begins with a vision, and then the diagnosis is the second part. Step number 2 is to diagnose. Where are we now? Where do we want to be? What's in the way? What have we tried before? What are the things that we haven't taken into account before? What does the system tell us? What does the diagnosis tell us? Because a lot of people don't like the diagnosis because they like to think they're a better leader than what they are in reality. And we do these exercises where we get a leader to go around and ask the people that they're working with, ask their friends, ask their family, and give them some options to choose what kind of leader they are, and then what they're like in an ideal scene, and then what they're like under pressure, and when the shit hits the fan, what are they like? And then they get this real honest feedback, and this is part of the diagnosis. It tells them this is what reality looks like. Then the next part, once you've done the diagnosis, is you work on, move out of the way, lean back, there you go. Work on the key leverage point, this one right here. Identifying what the key leverage point, so you can only focus on one thing at a time rather than trying to do too many. So you've done your diagnosis, your vision is the North Star, your key leverage point is the one thing you're going to do, then you take action. So you're acting on the leverage point. Then you look at the results that you're getting and you debrief. People miss the debriefing part. In the military, they call it an after-action report or after-action review. So we do it systematically after every major decision, engagement, activity, project, everything is debriefed. So what happened? What did we expect? What we did that worked? What didn't work? What can we improve next time? And then we compare the result that we're getting with the vision, which brings us back to the beginning there with the vision. We're back to the very start here, back to refining the vision, reapplying the vision, and then repeat over. And this is sustainable because the flywheel is that it takes more energy to get started, but once you get the momentum going, it's self-sustaining. And then you teach everybody this in your organization to do exactly the same cycle. Vision, diagnosis, key leverage point, take action, debrief it, back to the vision, do another diagnosis, figure your key leverage point, take action, and then do the cycle. And we support every leader in every team in every organization to apply this and to do it as a way of operating every single day with everything that matters. And this is the execution key, because once you have your key leverage point, maybe for some of us it is we need to resolve our relationship at home. Maybe for others, this key leverage point is actually our health. Because we're dealing with so much stress, maybe we have high blood sugar and we're at risk of becoming a diabetic. And if we're a diabetic, we're at risk of becoming, like on insulin and having runaway blood sugar. So this is going to sabotage all of our work. And so it's something that we need to take care of. So our key leverage point as a leader and within the organization, what would happen if we applied that to everybody? Then everybody's working on their key leverage point, and then the whole team is supporting each other to apply it. And that's part of having a high performance culture where everybody's supporting everybody to apply it. They're not just left on their own to go and take action and keep it private. They're all supporting each other and doing it together. So when everybody's in it to win it, this is what you have as a mutual support where you have psychological safety for that. So this is the basis of all of our systems.